my mic was muted. What's goody team? Welcome to tonight's isolation session for December 17th, 2025. What's good, Kendall? Looking at GJ, look like we got a 5-minute type 1 pattern into the 30-minute 50 EMA that we could take into the 372. Exhaustion candles to the downside on the daily 4-hour higher low 30-minute flag pose pattern. First and foremost, GJ 372, where? Didn't we have a no net yesterday? You said GJ? We'll do GJ first. Let's see, we got a day of rise on GJ. Let's start from the top to the bottom. Before I do anything, because I got a day of no net, I don't have a day of rise. So, GJ, we're at a higher high. Price went up to our daily time frame highs. We don't have a break yet. Okay, all we had was an inducement candle to the top side. We have 2 months of rise, this month being the third month. Price already gave us that push to the top side. Could price continue? Absolutely, up to the top side. The only thing that I would have liked to have seen for price continue. So this is a good learning point with GJ here. You guys will notice how sometimes, right, you'll have 2 months of rise, and then on the third month, instead of price continuing the trend, right, making higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, into the higher highs. The reason why you won't really see that on the third month, especially where we're at, take note that we're at a previous daily high. What we want to see for price to continue these uptrend pushes would have been if price would have given us a valid break above these highs. The fact that price gave us an inducement, this is already our first indication that, okay, price is most likely not going to continue these uptrend pushes. First day was a no net. I had it marked as a rise. That told me, okay, but yeah, I'm like, I read the comment. I'm like, GJ 372, no way. I'm like, unless I messed it up yesterday when I marked it, or before yesterday. Yeah, that daily high was the only thing contradicting this move. Yeah. So you know you don't have a daily break. You already know price gave you that third month high. We know that price could be giving us a reversal. So now you have both sides of the story. Like, okay, yes, this is why we could potentially see price continue the push to the top side, but also you have the reason as to why it can't. Right? Remember, GJ also has a gap at the bottom of the market. Price eventually has to come down and fill this gap up. Do I think price is going to give us this steep of a pullback at this point? Again, unless price decides, I can't even say that, like a zone of consolidation, there's no way. Right? Unless price is just going to give us a 4-hour time frame pullback, you know, then I'll probably see price. But with the news that we got today about what might happen tomorrow, I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're definitely still on an uptrend, and we're just looking for the higher lows to be made. Right, 4-hour time frame, we have no continuations. We know that price is higher high, higher low, then gave us the higher high up to the top side. Right, price was trending this entire time, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So what we're looking for on the 4-hour time frame is a higher low to be made. We have no engulfing, well, we do have an engulfing candle actually. On the 4-hour time frame, we had an engulfing candle. Price was in this area for a very long time, right? And then price pushed up to the top. Sorry, I ate pizza today, so I got a lot of phlegm. And then on the 30-minute time frame, this is where rules start contradicting, right? So we know that we had lower low, lower low, change of character, higher high, higher low. Then price gave us a higher high. 30-minute, why does it look contradicting? Higher time frame is telling us one thing. Give me a second, guys. My bad, I was just taking a sip of water. It looks contradicting because the higher time frames are telling us one thing, lower time frame is telling us something completely different, right? The 30-minute time frame is telling us we're in an uptrend. Now we start looking at all the rules once again, just on the 30-minute time frame, right? So we have an idea as to what we're looking for and why. So price gave us the change of character, it gave us the break of structure, gave us the valid break, closed above. What was I doing? This change of character changes to 30-minute break. You have the break of structure, right? Which is when we're seeing what type of structure, what type of pattern, whatever you guys want to call it. When we see what's going on, it looks like price wants to give us a flag post pattern. When you're looking at a flag post pattern, you know you're looking for price to give you a pullback, give you a retracement between 23.6 and 38.2. Right? So let's add our fib and let's look at where price is at. We can see that price gave us a retracement. We're between the 23.6 and the 38.2. Perfect. So that rule itself plays out perfectly. Right? So that's one strategy. Boom. You also know you're in peak high territory. Peak high territory, level 3, you're looking for price to bounce off what EMA? Looking for price to bounce off the 50 EMA. So boom. Now you have two strategies, two entry strategies to use as confluence for this entry. Next thing you want to see is the EMAs, right? The crossings. You have the 50 above the 200. Perfect. Right now you have three strategies on the 30-minute time frame that look pristine. Right? If you also want to call another a fourth entry, a break and a retest. You got the break, you got the retest. Right? Are we missing anything here? Right? We don't have a 372, so we're not going to count that. Just on the 30-minute time frame where everybody looks for their entries, right? 30-minute, 15-minute is the same thing. Yeah, we said 4 or 5 different entry rules to get into this trade. To go long. Break retest, change of character, break of structure, retest of the 38.2 on a flag post pattern, retest of the 50 EMA, the 50 EMA crossing above the 200. Let's go down to the 5-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame, we had lower low, lower high, lower low. Then we had higher high, higher low, low. Right, lower low. Then price gave us a higher high, higher low. And then on the 5-minute time frame, it gave us higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, change of character, lower high, break of structure, lower low. Right, so right now on the 5-minute time frame, we're still downtrending. Now, why is this important? When you're looking at the chart, the lower time frame is going to tell you the moves that are currently happening. So if you ever get lost on the charts on a higher time frame, don't go down to the lower time frame. That's gonna be very bad advice, right? To go down into the lower time frame. The reasons you go down to the lower time frame is to see the movement that's currently happening on the charts, right? So when you go into the 30-minute time frame, you're gonna see structure pretty easy, right? On the 30-minute time frame, this is the structure, right? You can see how higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So 30-minute is uptrending. Once price gave you that 30-minute higher high, what does price need to do? Right? Price is giving you higher high, higher low, higher high. Right? What does price need to do? What does price need to do to make a higher low? Let's say somewhere here on the 30-minute time frame. Price needs to go down. So this is where you use the internal time frame to start seeing, okay, where is price? Once price gives you this higher high, let's say you took a trade. This is why this is very useful and very important to understand. Once you take this trade, let's say you took a trade at a higher low point to go back up into the higher high, right? Once price gives you the higher high, a lot of traders, what happens? They'll hold the trade thinking that price is going to continue to go higher, right? Or sometimes they'll close early because they don't know when price is going to stop going up. And people hold their trade thinking that price is going to continue because again, they don't understand the market structure, right? They're always questioning how high can it go. Once you see that price gave you the higher high, then you go on to the lower time frame, the 5-minute time frame, the 1-minute time frame. You start seeing price do what? Higher high, higher low, boom, higher high. Once you saw that price gave you an inducement of the higher high, right? Not only an inducement, but then on the 5-minute time frame, that candlestick was also an exhaustion candle. That was your number one. The market makers rung a bell. Ding, ding, ding. Pay attention. This is what's going on. Right? I was trying to see if that was an engulfing candle, but that's not valid. This one here is not a valid engulfing candle either. This one here is also not a valid one. Right? Once you saw that price was giving you those inducement candles, gave you an exhaustion candle, get out of the trade. Let's say you didn't get out of that trade and you held it and you saw that price started giving you a change of character. Boom, okay, cool. Instead of getting out of the trade, let's calculate it. Just for conversation's sake. Instead of catching the entire move, let's say, and then getting out somewhere here, you decided for price to give you the change of character first. So you lost out on 28 pips, which again, GJ is a very big pair, so it's not, a big difference, but 28 pips is 28 pips, especially if you're trading on a higher lot size. Right? So understanding that this is where the market shifted allowed you to get out of that trade early on, right, at the higher high. So now, when price gives you a set higher low, what does price need to do? When price gives you a set higher low, it needs to go up and give you a higher high. So what I'm looking for here now, my entry is not going to be on the 30-minute time frame. My entry is not going to be on the 1 hour. My entry is not going to be on the 4 hour. My entry is not going to be on the 15-minute. My entry is going to be either on the 5-minute or on the 1-minute time frame. If on the 5-minute and the 1-minute time frame, price starts giving us higher highs and higher lows, if it gives us, for example, in this case, it'll be a 5-minute. I'll be looking at the structure on the 5-minute time frame. Until price doesn't give me higher highs and higher lows on the 5-minute time frame, I'm not looking to take the trade. Understanding the reason why is because, again, technically speaking, at this point with GJ, I'm not expecting price to continue an uptrend right now, because price never gave us a valid break of the daily high. Technically, again, the 3rd month push that we were looking for was already given in the beginning of the month. So I'm expecting price to give me a pullback back down. So right now with GJ is going to be a little bit, another entry rule on the 30-minute that we're going to talk about. So that's 6 entries on the 30-minute that tell you that price is going to go up, is the 800 EMA. And what makes this low probability for me is the combination for an entry right now at this second. What makes it low probability for me is the 5-minute time frame and then the higher time frame analysis on the daily. This is not a comfortable trade to take. This is one where you're going to have to babysit it and really sit there the entire night. Like, let's say you get into this trade now, understand you're not going to bed until 2, 3 in the morning. Right? And let's take a look at something else here as well. Go to Forex Factory. GBPJPY. We have GBP news at 7 in the morning. So the odds of this pair moving, and there's no JPY news either. Give us a higher low shift and structure internally. Yep, exactly. So GJ, that's that with GJ, and we'll keep this drawn up here and everything too. So we'll go over this tomorrow morning. Makes sense. Perfect. Any other questions? Any other pairs? Any specific pairs, whether or not they're on our list? Let me know. Give everybody another 2 minutes to join, and then we will get started with the rest of the pairs. The small detail really make the difference. Always, man. That's the shit with trading. That's why you really gotta, yo, you either know it or you don't know it. There's no in between. Like, think about it. I haven't really been on the charts like that for what, 2 months? Realistically speaking, how much time has it been that I haven't done these sessions like on a day-to-day basis, or at least fucking 3 times, 4 times a week, or the live trading sessions? Like, the fact that I could get on the charts and it feels just like COD. Like, since the beginning of November, really, yeah. So the fact that I could hop on COD and still be me is the same way that I could hop back on the charts. And a little difference, right? Because the charts is still a little Chinese. You got to get your eyes adjusted to it. I'm not going to say it's the most super simple thing to do, but the fact I could get on, explain everything in detail, exactly what it is. And it's again the same rules every single time without missing a beat. If it's not like that yet, still got a lot of work to do. If you're still missing out those minor details, still got a lot of work to do. If I ask you what your name is, you're gonna say Kendall right away. Beginning of October? Yeah, something like that. I know it's been a minute, like 2 months, 3 months. It was probably towards like the beginning of November, like midway of October. It's like pretty much like the holiday starts for me, man. I noticed it in the inducement and 3rd month high. No, wait, noticed what? Um, it's coming together. I will say a lot of improvement in the last 2 months, honestly. Absolutely. You gotta like you do it every single day. So next month you're gonna say the same thing about this month. Like, damn, bro, I fucking know a lot more now than I did fucking last month. Every month, yo, I'm telling you, like, all it takes is for you to really get on this shit, make the time for it every single day, And everybody, it goes for everybody. Everybody will see the difference. And like really put your time into it, yo. Ask questions when you need to. Again, whether you take wins or losses, put them in the chat. Talk about them, what you did wrong, right? And what you now see as to why that was a losing trade, or give your reasonings as to why it was a winning trade. That's the only way to get better. Chart vision is the #1 thing in trading. Without chart vision, there's just no point in even trading. If you get onto the charts and it still looks like Chinese, that's a very big problem. Yo, I kind of want to play music in the background. Fuck, man, I'm already 3 minutes late. This is not good. Let's see. Hopefully my PC doesn't crash when I open up iTunes. If the stream ends, my PC crashed. I think we're good though. Still hear me, Kendall? We're good. Testing, testing. Just want to make sure we're good. My bad. I don't know why this is my speakers not working. Why? Well, I have to figure that out actually, bro. I don't want to be that person, but is there something disconnected on my computer that I'm not aware of? Team, give me 1 second. Hold on. I figured it out, man. I figured it out. We're good. We're back in business. Yo, no wonder I was shooting Ziggies and COD when I played the other day. I didn't have my optical cable connected to my PC. All right, so let's get started, guys. Again, I'm not with the news that we got today that might happen tomorrow with the U.S. and Venezuela. You might see me off the charts in the next fucking 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, probably this entire month till January. Who knows what's gonna happen, right? Who knows if they're even gonna talk about it? That's a rumor going around. I don't know if it's something that's confirmed yet. We don't even know if that's confirmed what he's going to talk about. I'm letting you guys know that if that happens, then, or was it tonight? I don't even know. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Let me do my research and then we'll get started. President Trump will discuss rescheduling tomorrow. Marijuana rescheduling tomorrow. That was an hour ago. Um, Damn, bro, where's my For You page when I need it? I can't find it. Oh well. Regardless of when it comes out, when he talks, and when he does it, again, I'm gonna be super cautious on the charts. Too many things going on worldwide. I'm good, right? We'll follow the same rules though. We know where we're at. We know what we're looking for. Super simple, right? At the end of the day, if my rules aren't being followed on the charts, I'm not taking a trade. If I wake up and STP and ADR haven't been hit, I'm looking at the chart. I'm looking for an entry if there is one. If there's no entries, then there's no trades. It's that simple, right? Regardless of what events are going on worldwide, regardless of whatever other things people make you, might make you want to believe, at the end of the day, market structure is king. If price isn't following structure, I'm not trading. If it's following structure, then perfect, right? Let's get into some moves. So AU, we are in level 3 looking for a downtrend. Price came back up to these highs, gave us an inducement of the highs. Right, gave us an inducement of these highs, and we're coming back down now. We have no continuations. 4-hour time frame, same thing. We're pretty much in the middle of the zone. We can see where price tapped into these highs once again, came back down, looking like price wanted to give us a 1-hour time frame. I said yesterday we could say this is a 4-hour, 1-hour time frame, shoulder head shoulder, and we'll see if we can get the confirmation right on the 4-hour time frame. Right now we still have an inducement candle. And if this next red candle in an hour and a half, once this 4-hour candle closes, if it closes below the wick, then that is a valid break of the lows. Right, 1-hour time frame, let's see if we have a break. Again, shoulder head shoulder. We're looking for a break, an inducement. If this candle in the next 30 minutes closes below this red candle's wick, then we could say it's a valid break. Right, so we'll have a confirmation on the 4-hour time frame, and we have a confirmation on the 1-hour time frame that price is going to continue these downtrend pushes. For today, price continued the downtrend push to the bottom, no problem, and price also gave us a change of character on the 30-minute time frame. Sorry. Now, on the 30-minute time frame, we also have price right on the 800 EMA. So this is where trading gets very technical. On the 4-hour and the 1-hour time frame, we're waiting for a valid break below these lows. And on the 30-minute, we're looking for the same thing. We're looking for price to break below these lows on the 30-minute time frame. We're looking for price to break below the 800 EMA. Price right now is still just bouncing on it. We know that price respects the 800 EMA. Right, so now watch this. You see, this is why all my rules are there's just nothing like it, man. This was the 4-hour break, if I believe, right? No, what break was that? 1 hour? No. Why do I have 2 lines here for? Oh, that was the break of the initial shoulder head shoulder. Let's change this to a dotted line. Right, this was the initial break of the shoulder head shoulder, but what we're looking for is for price to break below the wicks. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame. You see how that line, the one that we just added on the 30-minute 800 EMA, you see how it's the exact same lows. You go to the 1-hour time frame. Notice how it's the exact same lows, not a pip higher, right? Not a pip lower, not like, oh, it's another candle that printed and is next to it. It's the same candle. 30-minute time frame, same candle. And we're looking for the same thing to happen on every single time frame. Now, if price doesn't give us this valid break, then again, this is where we're going to start seeing price start the uptrend. And currently on the 5-minute time frame, we are still making lower low, lower high, lower low. And again, price gave us an inducement of the low, didn't give us a valid break. So if price on AU Let's say it doesn't give us another lower low. Let's say price just continues to use these same lower low, lower high, lower low points here. Then we know we're going to be looking for price to give us the change of character, the break of structure. This is where we're going to start looking to take the trade to continue the push to the top side. Or price could give us, you know, another just lower low point, something smaller, and then do the same thing, change of character, break of structure, to then continue. And this is where we'll look to get into our trades to continue the push to the top side. Right? Change of character, break of structure. Oh, sorry. Break of structure to the top side. So we'll be very cautious with AUD-USD. I'm not going to move my 30-minute lows just yet. We'll wait for tomorrow to do that. I'm going to go ahead and delete this because there's a lot on my screen. We'll keep it like this. What happened? Wait, what happened with what? Are we good? You can still hear me or no? Yo, I'm so tired. Trump, he's gonna, I don't know if he announced it tonight or if it's tomorrow, I forgot. But, we're gonna get into a war with Venezuela. Like the, fucking whole bunch of crazy shit. For realistically speaking, what it's for is the oil reserves in Venezuela. That's what we want. But these last couple of months, they've been shooting off ships. You know, people smuggling in all types of drugs that they've been fucking shooting at ships these last couple months. So you know, everybody on the news is saying it's about that. But again, we're traders here. We know what's real and what's not. And the funniest thing is that's what, you know, I think I told you this when they first announced this was going to happen sometime in the beginning of this year or a couple months ago. You know, in my English class in my first semester of college, I wrote a paper about the US and Venezuela and the oil and everything that was going on with that country. And this was something that I wrote about because it was supposed to be, the essay was supposed to be like, I forgot exactly what it was, but it was pretty much like, look at these two, like there he's like, pick from this list pick two countries and then write something about them, something interesting, and make it whatever, you guys get what I'm saying. And I wrote about this, and that was what, 2018, 2019, what year was it? I think it was 2019. Yeah, 2019. That was 6 years ago. That's crazy. AUD CAD. We have another day of drop. We had the lower low, lower high, lower low break of structure, and price just continued the trend. You know, at this point, I would say lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. But again, all of this is just moving so clean that I just want to do the same thing I did last night. I'm going to just let price do what it has to do here, and we'll catch the next move. We're stuck in a zone of consolidation where price has been rejecting highs and rejecting lows the entire time. Price is already reaching to the bottom of that zone of consolidation. So again, we already have a week of drop last week. This week, looks like price is going to give us that second week. We have the 50 crossing below the 200. Like, everything looks good. I'm okay with missing this trade this week. Next week, we already know we're in that. The only thing I'm going to want to see for next week is how close we get to the bottom of the zone of consolidation. So that's the only thing from this trade, where either price is going to continue to trend or it's going to give us an inducement of these lows. Again, same thing it did the last previous times we were at these lows, to then continue back up. So regardless with AUD CAD right now, you know, keep a close eye on it. But again, remember, price, we have a 4-hour engulfing candle at the top side. You know, could price just continue to use this as a zone of consolidation where price is going to reject the lows, go high, go highs, reject highs, go low? It could do that. So we'll be patient. Not really interested. I'm gonna start speeding up here, guys. These last couple, for these pairs, the ones that we have left, Um, just pretty much gonna go over the 30-minute time frame. So price for EA gave us the higher high, higher low, right? It gave us the valid break already. I'm just gonna say that we are trading between these higher low points here and these higher highs over here. Still don't have a set higher high just yet, but we'll keep an eye on it. EURUSD, we're still kind of stuck in this little 30-minute zone of consolidation. Price gave us a day of drop yesterday. Today it gave us a day of rise. No continuations. 30-minute time frame, we're technically still trading between the previous lower low, lower high, and lower low point. So we want to be a little careful with ECAD. We're still on the 800 EMA. Not really comfortable trading in these areas. We'll be patient with that. EURUSD gave us an inducement change of character to the low side. Wasn't a clean break. 50 is still above the 200. Still looks like this is on an uptrend. We were a little wrong about yesterday, right? Price ended up giving us a very steep inducement of the low, right? But we said we were either going to see price break these lows and continue to go lower, tap into the 30-minute lows. So I guess, you know, I said both things could happen, but I drew out. I was like, I think this one's going to happen the most because of the 200 EMA. But we did say that these are two possibilities that could happen, and regardless, again, that's the reason why you wait to take your trades instead of getting in as soon as it reaches your point of interest. Right, it gets to your point of interest. All right, is price continuing the trend, or is price still counter trending? Once you saw that price was still counter trending, you stay away from the trade. If you would have taken the trade, straight to stop loss. Right, so we'll be patient with EU too. This one is going to be a pretty comfortable one to trade. It should be at least. For GA, gave us a break. Right, we said yesterday I didn't want to use this as higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. But it might just be change of character, higher high, higher low, all of this higher high, then price gave you a change of character, lower low. Right, so we're still trading between here. And then again, we'll just put this here, change this to red. We'll wait for another trend. We had 3 days of rise. On the third day gave us a rise no net. We'll be expecting price to give us that 4th day variation to the top side, and we could see that price already gave us, with that wick, it already gave us that 4th day push to the top side as well. So we'll be patient with GA. We'll take a look at this tomorrow morning. For GCAD, we're still stuck in this zone of consolidation. Price gave us a day of rise yesterday. Today, price gave us a day of drop, no continuations. And again, this is another pair very similar to the other one that we're still on a downtrend. Price gave us a lower low and just consolidated the entire time. Price never broke the lows. Obviously, it hasn't broken the highs yet, which are up here. Price has just been stuck in a zone of consolidation. So GCAD, I already know that's not one that I'm going to be interested in trading. GJ, we went over this already. Okay, did exactly what we said. Did it give us a new low, or did it just tap it? Right, so this is now on the 1 minute time frame. Time frame, you have lower low, lower high, lower low. exactly what we talked about. It's not that I'm the market maker. I've just seen this shit happen way too many times already, man. Now you wait. You wait for a change, you wait for the break on the 1 minute, you know you can start taking that trade. If price gives you an engulfing candle, that's another entry that price is going to give you. That's 7 different entries, guys. 7 different entry models. 7 different entry models that we just gave you on GJ. And motherfuckers want this shit for free. Imagine. GU, higher high, higher low, higher high, then price came down, gave you a change of character, lower low. GU just moved, brother. What the fuck happened today? I don't like that price didn't give us a valid break of these highs, but we're moving way too fast. There's too much volume to just be to not count this as a whole move. There's way too much happened. EMAs are bunched, the 50 and the 20 are bunched up. A lot of traders just getting trapped. Oh, this looks like a bearish, or I'm sorry, a bullish flag post pattern. Same thing here on the shorts, right? All the short traders who thought this was going to be a bearish flag post pattern, they got into a trade early, straight to stop loss. NZD-USD gave you NZD-USD, that was funny. Lower low, lower high, lower low, change of character, higher high, right? So no confirmation of the trend shift, right? Price then gave us a no net yesterday for today. It gave us a day of drop. $50 and 200 bunched up, no direction of trend. US 30 gave us another beautiful move. Pretty much exactly what we talked about this morning in the live trading session as well. Right, we're gonna look for 2 things to happen in this area on the 5 minute and the 1 minute time frame on US 30. Either price is gonna give us a valid break of these highs and then continue the uptrend push, or price is gonna give us the inducement of the high to then start the downtrend moves, and it did exactly that. Exactly what we drew out. Inducement of the high, double top, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high on the 1 minute all the way down into TP. The only thing bad with this trade, STP's already hit. And again, exactly what I said yesterday. I think I said this on the stream, or I said it to Kendall. I don't remember if it was on the stream or not. With these very big pairs, US 30 gold, you could get away with trading after STP is hit. You could get away with trading after ADR is hit. Especially if STP is hit before the NYC session. Because we know the NYC session is going to give you a move. Right? And where would your target be for your take profit? Would have been at the low of the day. Right? So again, could you trade technically after STP? Absolutely. Will I do it? If I feel the need to be greedy, I do it. But if I wake up and I'm not really in the mood to fight with the market makers, I'm not gonna do it. Like, let's say we got a nice change, we have a nice break. The retest was a little bit of a steeper retest, right? But we got an exhaustion candle. Let's say I would have gotten into the trade somewhere here after these exhaustion candles here, right? It's like somewhere here it would have been a 29 pip stop loss with a 311 pip TP. That would have been the move for US 30. That was very beautiful. Exactly what we drew out this morning. Now we're back at the 30-minute lows. If price gives us an inducement of the low, starts making higher highs and higher lows on the 5-minute, 1-minute time frame, which again on the 5-minute, you have a change of character, 5-minute change of character. right? Lower low, lower high, lower low, right? And I can't see if price, right? We're still trading lower low, lower high, lower low. So if price starts giving us higher highs and higher lows on US 30, gives us a change, gave us a break back to the top side, we know that this is where price is going to just give us a 30-minute higher low point to then continue back up into a higher high. And exactly what we talked about. It's been 3 times that the market makers have trapped every single trader thinking that price is going to continue the uptrend pushes. If you think this is a higher low to continue, you're wrong. If you think this is a higher low to continue, you're wrong. If you think this is the higher low to continue, you're wrong. Because again, price never gave you a change or a break back to the top side. All it did was give you a change of character, an inducement. It's very simple. Again, trading is very simple. That's 2 trades back to back after not trading for what, fucking 2 months, taking just 1 trade fucking every other week or whatever it's been, not even that. I've only taken like what, 4 trades in total now since the beginning of October. That would have been 2 trades back to back, 1 trade with 190 pip TP and another trade with 300 pip TP. I mean, you know, this is why trading is so easy. That's why you guys see that I'm not greedy on the charts. This shit's it's going to give you the entries. Price is gonna do exactly what it does. It's just, are you present on the charts? Are you there when you need to be there? USD CAD gave us a day of rise. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then price gave us a change of character. Higher high. We'll leave it at that and we'll update this. We'll update the 4-hour lows in the weekly market breakdown. USD ZAR, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. And price gave you a little change of character, higher high. We had 2 days of drop, counter drop. On the 3rd day, price gave us the 3rd day low and finished on a no net. Since it's counter trend, it's just going to be a no net. I'm not going to mark that as a drop, no net. Gold, we're still moving sideways, so I have nothing to talk about on gold. I'll let the professional traders trade this BS that's going on. Bitcoin, I'm not trading either. Again, way too much noise, too many things going on. And then US oil, lower low, lower high, lower low. We had 4 days of drop. Price gave us a day of rise today. Again, we're still on a downtrend. Price is on the 800. Only thing I don't like about taking these trades is that price gave us an inducement of the low on the 4-hour and on the daily time frame. Right, and after it gave us the inducement on the lower time frames, if we go down to the 5-minute, 1-minute time frame, we already have a change of character and a break of structure back to the top side. Right, and this is where price gave us the higher low. Right, earlier in the day at 9 in the morning, it gave us the higher low and then continued back up into the higher high. Right. And again, if you don't believe me, it's right here. Change of character, break of structure, retest, 50 crossed above the 200, boom, back to the top side. So right now for US oil, again, we're in an overall downtrend, but we just got the inducements of these lows. So I'm pretty sure we'll be waiting for a higher time frame pullback to develop, and it looks like maybe the daily time frame will give us that pullback into the engulfing candle on the daily time frame, which is also where the 4-hour 200 EMA is at. And then obviously the 30-minute. If structure continues this way, it'll be a little change of character on the 30-minute time frame. So that's pretty much it for tonight, guys. Any questions, let me know. Any other pairs you guys want me to go over, let me know. Anything else you guys want me to explain. Anything in specific, let me know. Great session. Got something else to go over? Bet, my brother. Alright, guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Peace out.